Happy birthday, America! Welcome to the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. We are here at this mile-and-a-half trioval speedway for race number 22 of the 32-race 2023 Trinity River Cup Series season, the Ace Hardware 400. 40 drivers going to take on this racetrack, and folks, we are 11 races away from crowning a champion. Let's take a look at the top 10 of the point standings coming into this one. Elijah Gordon leads the way, 5:32 towards the championship. He's 12 ahead of Braden Perez, 34 ahead of Roberto Crown Jr., 41 ahead of Justin Zeidel, 47 ahead of Chase Buck, 48 ahead of Brad Stover, 50 ahead of John Andrews, 51 ahead of Eric Monaco, 57 ahead of Thomas Troxel, and 66 ahead of Sebastian Kukalon. Now that we've taken a look at the top 10 of the points, let's take a look at the top 10 starting today's race. It's Will Parrish on the pole position for this one, starting alongside Kanan Biller. In row number 2, we find Blake Parker starting alongside Scott Upton. In row number 3, we find the winner of the last 2 races in this series, Justin Zeidel, won at Road America, and last week at Nashville. He's won the last 2 weeks. He's looking to make it 3 in a row, starting alongside Chase Buck. In row number 4, we find William Brock in the 59, starting alongside Keegan Thompson in the 23. And rounding out the top 10, it is Jacob Thibodeau and Chase Harris. Now that's going to do it for the top 10. Let's take a look real quick at where the top 2 in the championship are going to get going here. Braden Perez, they're starting on the outside of Roberto Crown Jr., and Elijah Gordon starting all the way back in the 38th position. So right now, just off starting positions alone, if Braden Perez finished where he is and Gordon the same, it'd be Perez taking the points lead, but it's 54 laps on the bill for today's race, and we'll see at the end who the points leader is going to be and who's going to win. In his first visit to the Chicagoland Speedway since November of 2020, pace car dives into the pits and the green flag getting ready to come out. The Ace Hardware 400 is underway at Chicagoland. Biller doesn't get going on the outside from second. 3 wide for the race lead on lap number 1. Parker in the middle, Parrish up top, Zeidel down low. Parrish slips out of it, and Zeidel's going to take the lead and lead lap number 1. William Brock in behind him in the 59. Has never won in the Trinity River Cup Series before. It's Brock to the lead. Willow Springs winner Jacob Thibodeau to second, and now looking for the lead. Behind, we are 4 wide. Sear Lightning, Sam Adio, and Ace Garcia. They get out of it. Thibodeau's going to take the lead from Brock. And out of 4, it's going to be McClure into second, Cruz into third, Henderson fourth, Brock fifth. Into turn number 1, Henderson clears the 59 of Brock, and now into third as he gets around the 24 of Anthony McClure. Down the backstretch, Thibodeau pulling ahead for the time being. 4 wide again behind Smith, Cologne, Thompson, and Biller. They make it work. Wild racing in the back half of the field, but up front, Cruz has caught the back end of Jacob Thibodeau. Andrew Williams flies around Mitchell Henderson for third, and now 3 wide for fourth. Parrish and Stover nearly contact on the inside. Stover throws it into turn number 3. Parrish on the inside trying to take the spot. 3 wide again behind. Henderson on the outside of another one. With Lozano and McClure. McClure the benefactor there. Braden Perez is on the charge. Here comes that 47. Crossing to the inside. Lozano slides up to the outside. He's in big trouble. Ahead, Zeidel down to the inside of Will Parrish. That's going to be for the 4th position for the race lead. Here comes Cruz. Down to the inside of Thibodeau. And Cruz is going to take the lead at the end of lap number 5. Into turn number 1. Thibodeau trying to rebound. Williams slips wide there in the 3rd position. McClure to 4th, Parrish to 5th, Stover 6th, Zeidel 7th, Henderson 8th, Nelson 9th, Smith 10th. Now Henderson gets around Zeidel into 3, and he's going to try to get around Stover as well. And makes it look easy. The Talladega winner showing his stuff. Up ahead, it's still Alejandro Cruz Jr. leading the way for Monkey Buck Racing. PHR's Jacob Thibodeau there in 2nd, closing in rapidly with a chance to go for the lead into turn number 3. And Thibodeau to the point. 7 laps done here at Chicagoland. Still plenty of racing remaining. Expect the pit cycle to be about lap 30-31. Somewhere in that area. Williams a big slide. Henderson a big slide. Stover down to the inside. We were almost 4 wide. Trey Smith almost made it 4 wide. Thought better of it. So Stover's going to move into that 3rd position. It'll be Smith to 4th. McClure into the 5th position. Perez was up in the top 10. He's slipping backwards. Where's Elijah Gordon right now? 36th. Actually, 39th now, that time through. It's Perez in a battle with Nicholas Samadillo, now the defending series champion. Sideways! Roberto Crone Jr. and Alex Lozano, they hold on to it. Land sakes. Up ahead, it's still Jacob Thibodeau leading the way. On to lap number 10 we go. A couple of South Texans here. Jacob Thibodeau and Alejandro Cruz Jr. Cruz slides up the racetrack. Cologne crowds Williams up into the outside wall. Ace Garcia and Mitchell Henderson, the 2 Velocity teammates, going to pounce to the inside. And now Upton's going to go after Stover. McClure's going to go after Smith. Onto the main straightaway into turn number 1. 3 wide, a little further back. Lightning, the last winner here at Chicagoland, all the way back in November of 2020. Lightning, Buck, and Parrish were in that battle. Here's Monaco getting down to the inside. He's going to make it 3 wide. Last car on the racetrack now, by the way, is Elijah Gordon, the points leader. He's not having a good day at all, and Perez is on the march back up towards the front. Perez sits in the 11th position. Again, Gordon back in 40th. Oh, big slide by Thibodeau. Here comes Cruz. The leaders contact out of 2. The top 2 clinging off each other. And it's Cruz going into the race lead. Thibodeau is going to have something to say about that one. On to lap number 13. Somehow we're making it clean and green so far. Well, we're going green. I don't know about clean per se. This has been a wild one so far here at Chicagoland Speedway. The Ace Hardware 400 live right here on the Trinity River Network. The leader, Alejandro Cruz Jr., Jacob Thibodeau 2nd, Scott Upton 3rd, Brad Stover 4th, Trey Smith is in the 5th position, then Anthony McClure, Mitchell Henderson, Ace Garcia, Christian Vargas, and Nicholas Samadillo round out the top 10. Cologne just caught the wall coming out of turn number 2, and he's going to get freight trained around the outside lane. That's going to hold up Perez a little bit. He won't get held up by Williams, though. He shunts the 50 up out of the way. Fastest car on the racetrack right now, the man who runs in 2nd, Alejandro Cruz Jr., he ran a 28.399, the 2nd fastest lap, Brad Stover. Then McClure, Parker, and Thibodeau, the top 5 fastest so far. Here's Upton getting down to the inside of Cruz. That's going to be for 2nd on the racetrack, and Upton is going to take it. Out of turn number 4, 3 wide behind. Nelson bounces off the 95 of Trey Wright. And it's a good thing that happened where it did. Lightning had just slipped out of the battle. And if he hadn't, oh, that would have been a big pile-up coming out of 4. But thank goodness it wasn't. And meanwhile, up front, Upton is trying to catch up to that 32 of Thibodeau and potentially take the lead. Oh, they've got a massive run right now. Stover is also all over the backside of Alejandro Cruz Jr. heading off into 1. And a battle further behind, it's Ace Garcia and Anthony McClure going at it. A lot of side-by-side still going on, but the field has spread out tremendously. Again, expect the pit cycle here within the next 15 laps, I would think. Thibodeau still leads the way, and he's been dominant so far in this one. It's the best he's looked since Willow Springs. Meanwhile, Elijah Gordon, he's starting to march his way up through the back part of the field. He was 40th at one point. He started all the way back in 38th, now crossing to the inside of Caleb Rose. His championship rival, Braden Perez, currently sits in the 17th position right now. So Gordon wanting to get up there and maintain the points lead that Perez is trying to take away. The gap for the lead now down to just a little over a quarter of a second, but Upton blows the corner. Here comes Cruz down to the inside. They almost contact out of 2. It'll be Cruz taking the lead to the inside of Upton. Stover going to throw it down to the inside there in the 99. But not close enough to get to the inside of that 78. Henderson crosses down to the inside of that 99. And now he'll actually have a chance to go for the spot. We may be 3 wide. No, not quite. Upton gets ahead of it. Henderson shoves the 99 up wide. It'll be Henderson into 4th, and Stover's going to have something to say about that one. Not going to be happy at all. It's a tale of 2 races for PHR right now. Jacob Thibodeau leads the way, but Thomas Truxell, the last car on the racetrack right now. Goodness sakes. Truxell comes in 9th in the championship standings. This is not what he needed. He needs some good momentum heading into the final 10 races. This is not going to help. Braden Perez right now sits in the... Oh, looking back here. He's getting around Stephen Colon right now, so I believe that'd be for 20th right now. He's been kind of up and down the front half of the field all day long. And actually, that's going to put him in the 22nd position. So he'd still get the points lead from Elijah Gordon, I believe, if things stay the way they are now. But amazingly, we've been caution-free so far in this one at Chicagoland. On to lap 23 we go. Here's Upton going down to the inside of Cruz again, and Thibodeau says, guys, keep it up. Thibodeau up to a 3/4 second lead the last time through. Stover making his presence known down to the inside of Cruz, as is Trey Smith. There in the 10, the Daytona 500 winner. He's not had a very good season this year, the Season 3 champion of the series. Now the gap for the lead down to 0.3 seconds between Thibodeau and Upton. We are getting closer and closer to seeing the pit cycle take place. Most of the field has relaxed at this point. I wonder what it's going to be like when we get done with the pit cycle. Well, Upton finally caught Thibodeau. Here we go. Battle for the race lead again at Chicagoland. Thibodeau goes wide. Upton takes the lead but slips out wide. That's going to give a chance for Stover to take the lead. Down to the inside of Thibodeau. Down to the inside of Upton. And the caution's going to come out. It looks like Alex Lozano got in trouble. Drag race to the line. Who's going to lead? Stover, Upton, and Thibodeau, the top 3. But Lozano in trouble. Looks like over in, but maybe in the turn 2 area? Oh, on the front stretch. Right there at the start-finish line. And the damage on the backside of that 57. And that is probably going to be... This is probably going to be the pit cycle right here. We're coming around for lap 27, just shy of halfway. And so ideally from this point forward, everybody should be good to make it to the end. So Stover's going to lead the brigade into the pits, ahead of Upton, Thibodeau, Cruz, and Smith. They are the race leaders under this first caution flag here at the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. The only car we've seen that has been in trouble under this caution is Alex Lozano. We'll take a look at the replay and see what sparked it here momentarily. Upton all the way down to stall number 4. Zidell coming down to number 5. And Smith looks like... I think Trey Smith just won the race off pit road. Buck is now off the pit road. A very quick stop for those two. Oh, Thibodeau got held up there by William Brock, and he's gonna have a bad exit out of the pits. He's gonna lose a lot of ground. But everybody is gonna be on equal tires and equal fuel now on this upcoming restart. So we'll see who's able to get their cars tuned right and who will not. So it's going to be Trey Smith, Chase Buck, Will Parrish, Scott Upton, and Brad Stover, the top 5 on this next restart. Then it will be Cruz, Sekela, Thibodeau, Henderson, and Vargas, the top 10. Perez back there in behind Trey Wright. Where is Elijah Gordon? There in behind Kyle McLeese. So first caution coming out here right about halfway here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Trey Smith leads the way. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring it out. So it's kind of a sequence of events here. First, Lozano gets turned by Sear all the way almost down to the inside wall, comes up the track, and is gonna just kiss that outside wall. So everything looks alright right here, but then coming out of turn number 4, watch what he does with Mitchell Collins here. And I cannot say that he didn't do that to himself. But the caution is out here at Chicagoland as a result of that incident. A self-inflicted spin by Alex Lozano. Back with your live picture here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Welcome back to the Ace Hardware 400. Field heading down the Brant stretch behind leader Trey Smith. Caution coming out for an incident involving Alex Lozano and maybe a few others. But everybody is on the lead lap. Everybody's still on the racetrack, just past halfway. We've only had the one caution. It's been a pretty dadgum good race so far. And we are getting ready to get it going here with 25 laps to go. Smith, Buck, Parrish, Upton, and Stover, the top 5. Green flag is back out at Chicago in a bad restart by Chase Buck. A great one by Trey Smith. Parrish down to the inside. He takes second. Stover and Upton 3 wide for third. Now going after Will Parrish simultaneously. Stover has a rocket. Oh, something has got to be wrong with Will Parrish. Gets moved up to the outside, and Stover's going to go for the lead. What a rocket ship. And into the race lead he goes. Valanja Cruz Jr. and Jacob Thibodeau just behind. Oh, Smith is slow as well. You know what? Parrish and Smith came off first. I wonder if they cut corners. I think they cut corners in the pits, and now they're in big trouble. And that's going to be Trey Smith coming into the pits. That's going to stack everybody up. Look out here. And they're not the only ones. Buck and Parrish. Oh, contact there. Jen and Cruz and Sekela get together. They save it. But McClure and Harris will not. And more getting involved. Elijah Gordon, the points leader's in it. The points leader has been taken out. And a massive multi-car jam session here at Chicagoland. Dale Lightning, Roberto Crown Jr. also involved, but Elijah Gordon, the points leader, has been taken out in this incident and may just fall out of the race. Lozano, McClure, Buck, Dale Lightning. The last time somebody won here at Chicagoland in this series, it was him. Truxell was back in that. So was Colin Teague. So a major incident right off the restart here at Chicagoland. So midway through the race, 2 quick cautions. But the second one, the implications from this incident are just almost indescribable. Now Roberto Crown Jr. has run into trouble. Roberto wasn't even back in that incident, but a mechanical failure is going to sideline the third place driver in the championship. And we're likely going to knock out a lot more drivers from that incident. But Stover leads the way. He'll lead the field to the green flag here shortly. Lights ain't off on the pace car just yet, but we'll take a look at what happened and we'll be back when the lights do turn off. So this whole thing's going to start with a couple of drivers here deciding a very awkward time that they're going to come into the pits. Trey Smith and Chase Buck, and watching here, centered on Anthony McClure, there's Smith going down into the pits. Thompson, a kamikaze overtake there, but this is going to stack everything up. There's Sakala into the side of Andrews. Andrews saves it, but coming back up the track, they're basically 5 wide as Kukulon goes around the outside. Andrews up into McClure, just barely misses Kukulon, but takes Harris with him. And look at this pileup on the front straightaway as Gordon gets in there, makes contact, and behind goes Lozano in, and more cars ahead of this. Colin Teague, Roberto Crown Jr., and Caleb Rosedale Lightning coming into that one as well. And then it goes and hits the 3 of Roberto Crown Jr. just to add insult to injury. So watching as it happened again, a big stack up once again. Field going all over the place. There's Sakala into the side of Andrews. Andrews up the track into McClure. Sends the 24 hard up into the outside wall. But there's Roberto Crown Jr. getting into the back of Colin Teague just ahead of everything. And up hard into the wall they went. And a major pileup heading off into turn number 1. That's going to take a few drivers out of the race. The biggest one of them, the points leader Elijah Gordon, is done for today's race. Lights are off atop the pace car again. Welcome back to your live picture here at the Chicagoland Speedway, the Ace Hardware 400 here on this 4th of July weekend. Caution coming out for a just grinding pileup involving several cars. Dale Lightning, Elijah Gordon, Anthony McClure, Alex Lozano, Roberto Crown Jr., and Chase Harris all falling out in that incident. The big one being Gordon. He was the points leader coming into this race, and he may lose it with falling out of this race. Braden Perez currently runs 22nd. Green flag is back out here at Chicagoland Speedway. So we restart on lap 37. Thibodeau immediately to the inside of Cruz into 1. And Vargas down to the inside of Henderson. Vargas has never won in this series before. He's been close. It's been close, but no cigar for him. At least it was last year. Remember Texas, another 1.5-mile track. He's shown to have been pretty good at these 1.5-mile tracks. And here he is running in the 3rd position, just behind Jacob Thibodeau and Brad Stover. Upton down underneath Cruz. They'll move into the 4th position. Cruz up the racetrack. Samadio's going to take over the 5th position. Vargas down to the inside for 2nd on Thibodeau. But Stover slides wide ahead. And Vargas is going to take the race lead on top of everything. How about that? So Vargas takes over the top position, Upton second, Jacob Thibodeau in third, all into the side of that 78. Upton holds on to it, but Thibodeau's going to try to take that spot away. Samadillo there in behind the 32. Trying to push Thibodeau through on the inside. Thibodeau into that second position. Samadillo looking for third. It's all going on behind Christian Vargas right now at 15 laps to go. Trey Wright has not won since the third season of competition at Willow Springs, the second race at Willow Springs. Wright's looking to get it done here and snap the winless streak. He sits 28th in the standings coming in this weekend. Monaco down to his inside. Vargas slides wide up front. Thibodeau trying to close in. And somebody's slow on the outside there. Is that Ace Garcia? It is. He might have bounced off the wall, and it does look like it. Damage to the right side of that car. Meanwhile, up front, Monaco into that second position around Brad Stover and Jacob Thibodeau. Now Stover down to the inside again. He'll get back into that second position. Vargas still leads the way. Upton down to the inside of Monaco for fourth. Wright trying to get down to the inside of that 25 in that 95. Side by side, it's right at the line ahead of Monaco. And where's your potentially... Oh! McShane into the side of Samadillo. They both save it somehow, someway. And I was getting ready to try to figure out where in the world Braden Perez was. It's a good thing they saved it, because there was Braden Perez right there. Braden Perez would like the president to set the terror level to Code Brown, because he needs to change his pants. 11 laps to go here in the Ace Hardware 400 at Chicagoland. It's Vargas leading the way, Stover second, and they're going to duke it out for the race lead. Down the Brant stretch and into turn number 3. Stover right ahead of the 05 of Vargas. Stover's won already this year. It was his first career win in this series. Came at the Dover Motor Speedway in that thrilling race, the Hershey Park 400. Vargas now back to second. Thibodeau there in third. Sterling fourth. Upton fifth. And 3 wide for sixth. And a kamikaze 2-for-1 special there by Cruz. And trouble behind. Brock, Colon, Samadillo, Parker, and a whole bunch of others. Third caution of the race is going to come out on that one. Chase Buck, 2-time winner this year involved. Ace Garcia, Sebastian Kukulon, and Keegan Thompson. Trey Smith again involved. And that changes everything. We are not done yet. Braden Perez, potentially your new points leader to be, sits in the 14th position as Brad Stover leads the way again at this caution. And he will lead the field to the green flag momentarily. But a lot of cars are going to get taken out of this one likely. That seemed like a more vicious incident. That would take out more cars. Even if it didn't seem like there were that many involved. There were a lot of really, really hard impacts. And we will get that list for you as soon as we come back. But first, let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring out this caution, and likely the last one of the day here at Chicagoland. I don't know who said it first, but somebody once said, enough is too much. And, well, Stephen Colon had enough of a run to get around Nicholas Samadillo and William Brock, but it was too much for it to be 3 wide, and that sends Colon, Brock, and Samadillo up into the wall. Parker gets a piece. Andrews runs into the back of that 14. There's Trey Smith coming in, and ahead of all this, oh man, Samadillo got way up in the air there from that impact. And a lot more cars getting taken out in this one. Again, another major pileup here at Chicagoland. There's Chase Buck running into Samadillo just at the tail end of everything. Taking a look at the shot from the grandstands. There's Colon with a big dive and just ran himself out of room. Had enough of a run to make the move. Just got overzealous. And that's going to take a lot more drivers out of this one, no doubt about it. I believe we were up to, from 36th to 30th, 7 cars falling out under this latest caution, if I'm not mistaken. But Brad Stover going to lead the field to the green flag ahead of Christian Vargas, Jacob Thibodeau, Max Sterling, and Scott Upton. Green flag is back out at Chicagoland, 6 laps to go. Thibodeau peeks to the outside, does not dive to the inside of Vargas. Upton, though, dives to the inside of Sterling. That is for the 4th position, and they're going to take it. Thibodeau now taking a peek out towards the bottom. Trying to pry that 05 off the bottom. Big slide there by Thibodeau, but a good recovery. Still in that 3rd position. Stover still leads the way. Vargas trying to get around. Vargas again looking for his first career victory. We're coming around for 4 laps remaining. And in behind, Braden Perez. Currently, don't know what position he's in. We'll see as he comes around here, but up ahead, it's Cruz diving to the inside of Thibodeau. Perez is 15th. So if he finishes where he's at, he's got the points lead. So down the Brant stretch once again, heading off into that 3rd turn. Vargas sits 2nd, Thibodeau 3rd, Cruz 4th, Upton 5th, all behind Brad Stover. He's looking for career win number 2. 3 laps to go. If Vargas has anything for Stover, he's got to hit the secret NOS button now. Because Stover is pulling away. Meanwhile, behind, Perez outside of 3 wide. Henderson and Monaco and Wright getting by. So he lost 3 positions in that corner. Up ahead, now 2 laps to go. Half a second the difference, and the gap grew. Stover's gonna slide, though. That could be good for Vargas. Down the Brant stretch once again, lap and a half to go. Vargas is definitely closing back in on Stover. He may very well have a chance. Coming around for the white flag. 1 lap to go here in the Ace Hardware 400. Vargas all over the backside of Stover, heading off into that 1st turn. Slips wide, and for the 2nd time in 3 weeks, Christian Vargas, sitting 2nd at the white flag lap, slips up, and he's gonna blow another opportunity to win. Brad Stover, 2nd win of the season, winning the Ace Hardware 400 at Chicagoland. Absolutely heart-wrenching for Christian Vargas, but Brad Stover banks another one. Dover and now Chicagoland. And the 3rd win of the season for Polar Star Motorsports, with Brandon Hayes also winning at Iowa. What a wild, wild race here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Stover going to be greeted by his crew, a winner, an average race speed of 136.318 miles per hour. Upton finishes just within half a second in that second position. Vargas rounds off the podium. Cruz and Thibodeau round out the top 5. Then Collins, McShane, Biller, Wright, and Henderson round out the top 10. Taking a look at the rest of your championship standings, or not championship, race finishing results here at Chicagoland Speedway. 29 cars finishing this one, 11 falling out, and 3 separate cautions in this race. So, yeah, it's a big list. Bigger than what we'd normally expect for a 1.5 mile track, but Chicagoland's going to Chicagoland, but still, that was a fun race for sure. Maybe not for the 11 that fell out, but yeah, for sure. But the big thing that's going to come out of this one, we have a new championship points leader, and his name is Braden Perez. He finishes 12th in today's race. Elijah Gordon, falling out earlier, finishes 39th. And that is enough for the points lead to change. So Perez is going to lead the championship standings heading into the final 10 races of the season. And we are that much closer, folks, to deciding to crowning our final champion. It's crunch time now. There's no real time for mistakes anymore. And Perez had a fantastic run today, no doubt about it. It is exactly what that PHR team needed. We'll see how he does the final 10 races of the season, but that's going to do it here at Chicagoland Speedway. One more congratulations to Brad Stover, banking another one here in the Trinity River Cup Series, second one of the year. We will see y'all next week at Mobility Resort Motegi in the Tochigi Prefecture in Japan. Until then, y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.